In 2004, the Cassini probe activated its brakes and plunged into the gravitational pull of the giant planet. The images and data it transmitted stunned humanity, revealing the mysteries of a system far more complex than we had ever imagined. Before our eyes appeared worlds with brutal geological activity and anomalies that defied all logic, disturbing secrets that even today keep us unsettled. All this lies hidden within Saturn, the jewel of the solar system. From the day images of this planet were first seen, astrophysicists observed something unusual hovering outside the planet. It appears beautiful and majestic, like a solid, bright, smooth, and perfect disk. It is one of the most massive and fascinating spectacles in the solar system, the rings. However, up close, the reality is a chaotic environment. These rings are adorned with sharp rock and ice, with fragments ranging from the subtlety of a grain of sand to the monumentality of a mountain. This is one of the most astonishing facts about Saturn. While the main ring system extends for about 280,000 kilometers across, its average thickness is a mere 10 meters. The rings are extremely thin. Each particle of the ring travels at thousands of kilometers per hour. They are technically in orbit, perpetually falling around the planet without ever touching it. Although, viewed from a distance, they reveal a deceptively perfect beauty. These materials are subject to violent dynamics, colliding and destroying each other ceaselessly, creating a continuous and savage bombardment of trillions of pieces of ice and rock. But how did Saturn's rings form? How are they there? It is believed that the rings are between 10 and 100 million years old. That is, they appeared during the time of the dinosaurs on Earth. All this violence has a scientific explanation: the destructive destruction of a satellite. According to the main hypothesis, an immense moon defied the distances and approached the giant. Upon crossing the Roche limit, it was a tug-of-war between two gravitational wells. The icy moon tried to stay together, but Saturn's pull was too strong. At this point, Saturn's power tore it apart, ripping its icy crust directly from the core. That entire world was reduced to trillions of frozen fragments. Saturn claimed it forever. Those rings that dazzle us with their brilliance today are the scattered ashes of an extinct moon. Saturn's hidden nature is even more enigmatic than its rings. If we turn our gaze toward its North Pole, we encounter something impossible. A bewildering, perfect, hexagonal geometry unfolds. This is not an illusion or mirage, but a titanic hurricane. Nature abhors straight lines. The laws of fluid dynamics dictate that circles and spirals should form there, but they don't. This phenomenon is actually a six-sided storm system of colossal proportions, wide enough to contain several Earths. Its currents extend hundreds of kilometers deep into the atmosphere of the planet that has no surface. It is simply a thick layer of gas that forms dense clouds with the second fastest winds in the solar system. This meteorological structure has remained active for decades or centuries, standing as a permanent geometric anomaly crowning the pole of the gas giant. Scientists on Earth have attempted to replicate this storm using water tanks, and while certain currents can produce the shape for a short time, the experiment has never succeeded in creating a stable hexagon like the one we observe on Saturn. Why? Because it's impossible to replicate its extreme conditions: dense, hot, and high-pressure liquid at the bottom, and the frigid vacuum of space above. The leading theory is that the storm is being driven by something massive, a powerful vortex deep within the layers of the atmosphere, in the planet's ocean of liquid hydrogen. A rotating structure that emulates a perfect rose, but sculpted entirely by hurricanes. Saturn's atmosphere is also the stage for cyclical phenomena of extreme violence. Approximately every 30 years on Earth, which is a Saturnian year, a megastorm known as the Great White Spot is unleashed. This storm system is so colossal that it can engulf the entire circumference of the planet. The disturbance disrupts the giant's core, propelling clouds of frozen ammonia to the surface and transmuting its eternal golden brilliance into the pale silhouette of a ghost. Imagine an electrical tempest covering the Earth from pole to pole, tearing through the skies with lightning thousands of times more powerful than any we have ever witnessed. It is proof that its visual harmony is an illusion. Beneath the tranquil yellow veils lies a chaotic heart of pure energy. Although Saturn has an extensive system of over 100 moons, Titan stands out as a true anomaly. It is such an extraordinarily unique moon that scientists often describe it as a primitive Earth frozen in time. It is the only moon in the solar system with a dense atmosphere, its air pressure even greater than Earth's. At first glance, Titan evokes a familiar nostalgia with its rivers, lakes, and storm clouds. However, it is nothing more than a distorted and toxic mirror of our blue oasis. In this environment, where temperatures plummet to hundreds of degrees below zero, the droplets in its sky are not water, but methane and ethane, drifting toward the ground in a slow dance dictated by the low gravity. If you were in one of its lakes, you would not only freeze instantly, but your body would shatter like glass. Beneath your feet, its colossal dunes, hundreds of meters high, are not made of sand, but of dark grains of statically charged hydrocarbons, forming mountains of plastic sculpted by the winds. In short, Titan recreates Earth's structures, but using chemical compounds completely lethal to life as we know it. In the outer reaches of Saturn's solar system shines Enceladus, a moon that resembles a small, icy marble. What we thought was a simple, frozen desert turned out to harbor the greatest of secrets. Blue cracks were detected at its south pole, known as tiger stripes, areas where the icy crust is much thinner. Life emerges from these cracks. Hydrothermal vents spew water vapor hundreds of kilometers away at supersonic speeds. The secret lies in the fact that Saturn's relentless gravity molds this small moon as if it were clay, keeping its core hot. Down there, protected by a thick layer of ice, stretches a global ocean of warm waters. Columns of hot water laden with minerals identical to those found at the bottom of Earth's oceans, enriched with salt, heat, and organic molecules, components based on carbon and hydrogen. It is the place with the highest probability of harboring active extraterrestrial life in our solar system. We went to the gas giant in search of rocks and storms, and we were able to return with the certainty that we are not alone. Forget the apparent calm it displays from afar. Saturn is the Lord of Chaos, a relentless and violent colossus. Beneath its deceptive golden glow lies a realm of impossible storms, an abyss in the shape of a hexagon, a world with gravity so cruel that it not only claims its space, but tears apart entire moons. Stop for a moment and listen. What resonates is not music or a sound effect. It is the genuine voice of Saturn captured in space. A ghostly symphony of radio waves, the roar of a colossus screaming into the infinite void. Saturn feels eternal, but its splendor is ephemeral. Even its majestic rings are doomed to die. At this very moment, the giant's gravity is slowly devouring its own corona, dragging fragments of ice and rock along in a phenomenon known as ring rain, a slow and silent act of self-destruction. In a mere fraction of cosmic time, the rings will be nothing but a memory. Its beauty will have faded, and Saturn will return to what it was always destined to be. Another gas giant, lonely and silent in the deep darkness of space. Unveiling the true nature of this gas giant required one final sacrifice. In 2017, the Cassini probe, the spacecraft that had been our eyes and ears on Saturn, was nearing the end of its operational life as it ran out of fuel. To safeguard pristine and potentially rich moons like Enceladus from any biological contamination, NASA made a decision as drastic as it was heartbreaking. On its final journey, Cassini was ordered to perform one last act of sacrifice, to plunge into Saturn's atmosphere, committing a programmed suicide in its final orbit. Cassini plunged directly into the atmosphere of the monster it had studied for over a decade. The spacecraft fired its thrusters to the limit in a last-ditch effort to keep its antenna aligned with our planet, sending telemetry and science back until the very last millisecond. But Saturn's colossal atmosphere showed no mercy. The extreme density and heat completely disintegrated humanity's emissary. In the end, the messenger met its destiny. Cassini became a part of the planet forever, leaving its mark not on the surface of a world, but in the eternal history of cosmic exploration. With the mission complete, our gaze turns to the distant horizon. Today, we can only observe Saturn from Earth, but we safeguard an invaluable treasure, the data from a decade of exploration. It is now up to us to process, preserve, and study this scientific legacy to continue deciphering the mysteries of our corner of the cosmos. However, the exploration of Saturn is more alive than ever. Space agencies are already working on the return journey. The focus, however, has changed radically. We are no longer going so much to study the gas giant or its rings, but to search for life on its moons. Dragonfly mission. Its exclusive destination is the moon Titan. Its primary mission is to study the moon's organic chemistry. The flagship mission. It will spend a year and a half in orbit around Enceladus, constantly passing through its geysers to capture water particles in space without needing to land. Afterward, it will gently descend onto the icy surface to perform a direct analysis of the ice, searching for microbes or clear biosignatures. These missions are scheduled for 2030. But traveling to the outer solar system requires enormous patience. Saturn is more than 1.4 billion kilometers from Earth. Even using today's most powerful rockets and taking advantage of the gravity of planets like Earth or Jupiter for boosts, any spacecraft takes between 6 and 8 years of continuous travel just to reach its destination. Saturn is the most beautiful thing in our sky. Gaze at it while you have the chance. What you have before your eyes is a temporal masterpiece of gravity, a cosmic miracle.